Here's more wrestling news for September 10th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include current schedule for upcoming WWE Draft, WWE setting up remote training facility for Gable Steveson, details on Minoru Suzuki's horrific injury on AEW Dynamite, CM Punk may want a piece of Hook next, WWE wrestler accidentally exposed himself, Booker T believes Adam Cole should have gone to Japan instead of AEW, major update on Randy Orton's lawsuit, Angel Garza teases possible WWE contract expiration, WWE wrestler says Vince McMahon never promised him a WWE World title run, AEW booking hair versus hair match, Donald Trump to commentate boxing match with former WWE announcer, WWE's current plan for King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, and more. We're kicking off today with WWE, and next month the company will host their annual draft, which will see the rosters for Raw and SmackDown change dramatically. It's been reported for a while that the draft will happen in October, but we can now report that the draft will begin on the October 1st SmackDown and end with the October 4th Raw. That's according to Andrew Zarian, who broke the news on the Mat Men Pro Wrestling podcast, but there's no word on whether NXT will factor into the draft at all. It was reported recently that WWE hasn't made any decisions as to who will be going to which brand, despite rumors of Drew McIntyre heading to SmackDown, and time is running out for WWE to make a decision before the draft kicks off in a few weeks. Earlier this month, we reported that WWE had reportedly signed Gable Steveson to a contract, and now that news has been made official. In a short press release yesterday, WWE confirmed the signing of the Olympic gold medalist and reigning NCAA champion, saying he's been signed to an exclusive agreement. Steveson's contract is the first of its kind, as the company is allowing him to keep defending his NCAA championship, and that's not the only special treatment he's receiving. According to ESPN, WWE have set up a remote training facility near the university campus, which will allow Steveson to keep competing and also learn the finer points of in-ring work from WWE coaches. Steveson will also have access to WWE's Performance Center in Orlando, even if the trip from Minnesota to Florida may be difficult, but we're sure WWE will be willing to pay for their newest signing. WWE is making a lot of considerations for Steveson to make things as easy as possible for the 21-year-old Olympian, who is now focused on continuing to defend his NCAA championship. Over to AEW next, as wrestling legend Minoru Suzuki made his debut for the company at All Out, confronting Jon Moxley, and the pair had a heavy-hitting encounter on this week's Dynamite. During that match, Suzuki suffered a nasty cut to his right eye after Moxley's paradigm shift, but continued to wrestle before he eventually fell to the former AEW World Champion. We now have an update on Suzuki's condition, as Emi Sakura tweeted a video of Suzuki walking to the back and revealed he required 7 stitches for his right eye. We'll have to see if Minoru Suzuki makes a return to AEW, as that's something fans definitely want to see, and if he does, the Japanese wrestling legend will have a score to settle with Jon Moxley. In the Attitude Era and as part of the WWF and ECW, the Blue Meanie was part of many memorable angles, but one of his biggest showings in the ring was completely unintentional. Speaking to the Briscoe and Bradshaw show, Meanie spoke about once receiving a Shattered Dreams kick from Goldust that revealed more than he planned. He explained, "This is in the era where we would do a live Raw on Monday and tape Tuesday. So we're taping on Tuesday and they wanted to do a parody of the Nitro Girls, the Raw Boy. This was during the whole Blue Meanie Goldust feud. They're like, 'Ladies and gentlemen, Raw Boy,' and I come out and I do the whole dancing and stuff. Goldust comes from behind because we're still in the feud, and he beats me all the way to the ring. He throws me in the ring and he sets me up for the Shattered Dreams kick. Then I feel one leg go up over the ropes and the other leg go up over the ropes, and then I just feel, I just feel my balls pop out of my shorts. As that happens, I'm facing the Titantron. I look up at the Titantron and my balls are on the Titantron. I'm saying if the camera adds 10 pounds, how many cameras do they have on my balls? They look like a baby in a beanbag chair. I look at Dustin and he's trying not to laugh and he kicks me and I sell. Then I go to the back and they're giving me golf claps at the monitors like, meanie." You never know what can happen in a wrestling ring, especially if you don't check your gear very well before going out. And although the Raw Boy angle may not have led to much, at least the Meanie got a great story out of it. Back to the present and at All Out, Adam Cole made his AEW debut after his short-term deal with NXT expired at the end of August. Cole's debut saw him side with the Elite, and there's been plenty of discussion about why the former NXT champion chose AEW over WWE. Speaking on his podcast, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T said Cole shouldn't have signed with AEW, but should have turned his attention overseas. I made a statement, somebody even called me out for that. I was talking about Adam Cole would probably benefit if he went to Japan. And the thing is, I still stand by it. Adam Cole would have perhaps benefited from going to Japan and coming back here and negotiate the contract. It might have been a little bit bigger, maybe not. It's easy for Booker to say Cole should have gone to Japan, but given the past year of travel restrictions, that would have been difficult for the former NXT superstar. Instead, Cole went to AEW, something he called a fairly easy decision, and given that he's praised his debut at All Out as one of the best nights of his life, the choice to join Tony Khan and the Elite was certainly the right one for him. One person you can see each week in WWE is Raw Tag Team Champion Randy Orton, whose tattoos have been the subject of a lawsuit in recent years. The suit, first filed in 2018, is by the tattoo artist Catherine Alexander, who claims that WWE, Take-Two Interactive, 2K Games, and a bunch of video game developers did not get permission to use her designs in games. After years of waiting and rejecting a measly $450 payout, Alexander was supposed to get her day in court on September 20th, but PW Insider reports that this court date has been delayed once again. This isn't the first time the case has been delayed, and once more, the ongoing global situation has been given as the cause for this delay. No due date has been given by the U.S. District Court Southern District of Illinois, as Alexander will just have to keep waiting for her eventual day in court. Earlier this week, we reported that Kevin Owens' contract is ending sooner than previously believed, and the former Universal Champion has teased a move to AEW. In a now-deleted tweet, Owens teased reuniting with Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, but he's not the only superstar whose time in WWE is seemingly coming to an end. On Twitter, Angel Garza tweeted out two emojis, an hourglass and eyeballs, and many took it to mean that the Raw's superstar is watching the time run out on his current contract. There's no word on when Garza's current deal expires, but it seems that he may be wanting out of the company when he can. There was a time when Garza had been considered the next Eddie Guerrero by Vince McMahon, but with his last match on Raw happening back in February, it seems that WWE and Garza himself have given up on any plans for a future in McMahon's company. In the mid-90s, Lex Luger was one of wrestling's most significant stars, and at one point seemed poised for a run as WWF champion. Body slamming the champion Yokozuna in 1993, the Lex Express rode into SummerSlam, but the main event saw Luger win by DQ, meaning Yoko kept the title. At WrestleMania 10, Luger again came up short, losing to Yokozuna during the show, and Lex left the company having never become world champion. Speaking on the Stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw podcast this week, Luger spoke about the rumors that he was promised a world title run and said that Vince McMahon promised no such thing. People think I was promised the belt. Vince never promised me the world title, and he told me flat out, if I put the belt on you and that's the direction we go, I'd like to see that at WrestleMania 10. But Vince never promised me the title, never said, you're gonna be my guy. People all say that and think that, but that was never the case behind the scenes with that whole thing. Luger never won the WWF title, and despite an impressive career, has never been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. But fans remain hopeful that this second honor is one day bestowed upon the former WWF superstar. More from AEW next, as recently Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy have been feuding, and one man is about to lose something more precious than a title. During Wrestling Observer Radio, it was reported that the plan is for Cassidy and Hardy to face off in a hair versus hair match, but the big question is when that match will go down. AEW has a long time to go until Full Gear on November 13th, so it's possible that match could happen as soon as the Grand Slam Dynamite from Arthur Ashe Stadium on September 22nd. Hardy's long hair has been a part of his look for decades and is as synonymous to his look as cargo pants or ladders, but the former superstar could soon be rocking a new look if he can't beat Freshly Squeezed. From 2004 to 2011, Todd Grisham worked in WWE as both an interviewer and a commentator, and now the former ECW play-by-play is teaming with his most unique commentary team to date. This week it was confirmed that Grisham will commentate the upcoming Evander Holyfield vs. Vitor Belfort fight this Saturday, alongside UFC star Jorge Masvidal and WWE Hall of Famer / former president Donald Trump. In addition to this team, there'll also be an English commentary team with professional commentators, as well as a Spanish option too. Tomorrow's show will be Holyfield's first fight in over a decade, and we'll also see former UFC champions Anderson Silva and Tito Ortiz compete in a boxing match in what'll be a huge night for the fighting world. And we're ending with WWE, who next month are set to begin their King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. We now have an exact date for the tournaments to start, as Andrew Zarian reports that both tournaments will begin on the SmackDown season premiere, which is expected to be the first SmackDown after the draft. Starting the tournaments on October 8th does give WWE enough time before the finals, which will reportedly take place at Crown Jewel on October 21st, and time will tell which two superstars earn the crown and what brand they'll be on next month. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.